And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas number 183. We were live merely hours ago. I want to say 8 to 10 hours, 8 hours ago. Last night with ESL Open Cup Asia, and now we have returned with ESL Open Cup Americas. The StarCraft just doesn't end, and I wouldn't want it to because gonna be able to cast and feature a player that is near and dear to my heart. Oh, one of my favorite sons. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the American Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have his opponent. We have his teammate also representing the Platinum Heroes. We have the French Protoss player. It is ShaDoWn. Let us go! Exclamation mark! Be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves to try to catch up with what has been going on. As we are jumping into a fresh series, into a fresh, brand new series. Of course, the event did start a little bit ago, but we have decided that sleep is important, and we have been commencing here a little bit of a ways into the event itself, but we're here in the round of 16, if I'm not mistaken. Still plenty more matches to come, and I'm pretty excited about the outcome of this series, pretty excited about the next one as well. We don't have an opponent yet, but we have potentially an old school American Zerg player. He used to be the best Zerg player in all of the Americas. Silky did sign up for this event. I'm surprised, I'm shocked. He's since retired for quite some time, for quite a number of years. He has kind of hung up his cape, but he's found his super suit. He's wearing that cape and nothing else, and I want to see. I want to see, Bobby. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. But for the time being, we do have this TvP again. And kind of like I almost said in-house, but yeah, we do have the team kill here. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of Platinum Heroes, one will rise, the other will fall, and we do have a Rax expand setup here from Vindicta, so very economic so far. His first Reaper is going to be sent out as well, just to try to scout, make sure that nothing is too crazy here from his opponent. ShaDoWn has been on the up and up recently. I would say that ShaDoWn has definitely earned his keep for his team when it comes to WTL. For Platinum Heroes, ShaDoWn alongside DNS, alongside Goblin, the Protoss roster of Platinum Heroes have been serving them decently well here this season of World Team League, but Vindicta is looking to prove that he's deserving to be on that roster more often. That's our biggest criticism of Platinum Heroes in WTL is that they don't field enough Vindicta. I just shaking my head, Bobby, shaking my head. Deserves to be there every single week. As we do have a Twilight Council opener coming out from ShaDoWn, not a Stargate opener. So yeah, important to bear that in mind. It's going to be focusing a lot more on Blink Stalkers, less so on Phoenixes, on Oracles to harass. And it's important here for Vindicta to try to figure out what has been going on and get an eye on things. I also wanted to quickly double check because I know that Platinum Heroes have recently hosted some in-house tournaments. I think it's called like the Eagle Cup or something along those lines. I know Vindicta and ShaDoWn have been competing in it, but yeah, I'm not too sure as to the outcome or if they've actually faced off against each other. I want to try and quickly double check, but I know the Wikipedia has been struggling a little bit when it comes to loading recent events, so keep my eye on that. Meanwhile, it looks like ShaDoWn is not setting up for a 2-gate opener into an expansion. We do see quite a lot of gateways thrown down. 3 here at the natural, 1, oh my god, Jesus. Okay, 2 in the natural, 2 in the main. It's going to be 4-gate Blink Stalker opener here from ShaDoWn. Very aggressive, very committed as well. You can transition, of course, like this isn't all in by any means, but this is typically designed to do a lot of damage and to get out of control. Oh boy, and yeah, I do worry quite a bit here for Vindicta if he isn't able to scout this, but here we go. He dives into the main base. He's going to be able to get an eye on the Twilight Council, on the additional gateways. He saw the gateways on the front line as well. He knows about the 4-gate. Reaper is going to be going down there. Hellion dips in again, gets an eye on the production, is going to be able to get out of there, and now Vindicta should be getting ready back at home. There we go. We have a wall being set up. We have tanks on the way. We're getting in position. We're trying to get it. We're getting in position. As we're going to have high ground vision available as well. The entire army shutting down the Hellion in the center of the map. Oh my god. At the same time, we do have a mine jumping in. Do we have a reaction? We do. ShaDoWn does pull back in time. Oh, but Vindicta also unburrows in time as well. He's waiting for the army to come back. He's waiting for the probes to restack. At the same time, the Stalkers are still not diving in. We have 2 bunkers on the low ground. We have a tank as well. The main base is looking a little bit more exposed, but there we go. The tank does siege up in the back line. Do love to see it. Oof. And we're still waiting here for more Marines. There we go. We do have a decent force here supporting that tank. We do blink all the way into the main base, looking to try and snipe whatever we can. The tank, again, very well defended, very well fortified. He's going to get a lot of shots off on this Stalker army, but we still get 5 SCVs. Pretty good damage so far, ShaDoWn. He does expand behind this. He throws down that 3rd base. Oh, can we get a... As we get 1 probe for our troubles. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are still in the main. They're still looking for more damage. Stim on the way. And so far, Stim has been saved. So far, we haven't seen a denial of the upgrade. I don't think the Stalkers... I think they can get in range of it without getting shot by the tank. But ShaDoWn is focusing on expanding back at home. We have another warp in here across the map as well. We have a transition, we have a forge, we have a Temple Archives, 4 Storm, 4 Archons. Oh, and that Stim is looking exposed. No! The Stim is going to be going down. Oof. Not just Stim, but combat shields as well. A massive delay here for Vindicta. Without those 2 upgrades, 1, he can't chase down these Stalkers. 2, he can't move out across the map either. Can't move out across the map, let alone chase down these Stalkers. Oh, a lot of Marines and Marauders are going to be going down. Trying to fight outside of range of these tanks, not quite working out for him. The tanks do re-siege. But the Stalkers, they dive to the natural instead. They take down a tank. They're going to be able to take down a lot of these SCVs as well. The Marines are doing what they can, but there's only so much vanilla Marines can do. They go for the Prism. They get the Prism, but just a little bit too late. The Warp-In does still go on. Does still go off, and with that, ShaDoWn has done so much damage. Okay, the units lost tab here. 19 SCVs have fallen. We delayed Stim, we delayed combat shields, we got a tank, got a lot of Marines. Oof. Oof. And we continue to bleed out more Marines. Across the map, we do see Vindicta try to do some counter damage. He does have a Raven. He does have auto turrets available to him. And he's going to be able to get some economic damage done. 2, 3 probes, maybe a 4th probe. 3 probes go down. Not too bad. The Raven does survive here in the back line. The army is moving out. The pressure is on Vindicta to make something happen. For the most part, he did preserve his tank count. He lost 1 tank, but he still got 4 more behind that. How many Marines did he lose? 11. But we are pushing out. We do need to do some damage across the map. Storm is about to finish up. We have 4 High Templar in this Prism. That's a lot of Storms. That's going to be at least 4 Storms available for ShaDoWn. Army has been spotted ahead of time. Oh, here we go. The Storm! Up! Oh my god, it wasn't quite ready. We do have, there we go, 1 Storm, a massive Storm, a 2nd one as well on this army. The Templar are all going to be focused down. Tanks are sieging up in between these bases. Prism does end up rallying into the army itself. And Vindicta, he's actually making quite a lot of headway here. The Zealot army does fall. The Robo is under threat. Tanks are a bit far back, and yeah, there we go. He's going to be leapfrogging forward with those tanks. With the death of that Robo, no more Immortals. We're getting on top of the production as well. But ShaDoWn is getting ready for the surround. He's waiting for charge. Charge is still a ways off though. And Vindicta is not waiting for him. He's diving on in. He's getting into the natural. ShaDoWn is taking a 4th base behind this, and he hasn't lost too many workers. He was able to pull them back in time. ShaDoWn looking to, consolidate his army here at the bottom of this ramp. Uh-oh, he's coming in from behind. He's looking to get on top of the tanks. Oh, Vindicta, he does focus down the Temple Archives. The tanks are looking to siege up. They do wall off the ramp. The boys are being pulled. The tanks are doing what they can. And it looks like they're going to be able to take down the Stalker army. The Zealots aren't going to be able to clean up the rest, though. As Vindicta's forced to pull out. Where he's had a third base. He has a third base up and running. Hasn't been harassed too much here. We do have the Prism across the map, of course, but ShaDoWn, yeah, he took quite a beating. He lost the base, he lost a bunch of workers as well. He lost a lot of tech, he lost his robo and his Templar archives. And after all said and done, Vindicta is ahead economically, he's ahead in the army, he's ahead in almost every aspect. Despite how much damage he took, despite how delayed his upgrades were, he bounces back. Now he can still be pulled apart. We have the Prism keeping his attention here across the map. Oh god, the Prism! Up! Will survive. And the army of ShaDoWn slips into the natural base. We got Zealots, we got Stalkers. Prism tries to dive into the main base, but it does go down to the Widowmine. That Widowmine with 1 kill. And Vindicta, I feel like, I was going to say I feel like he's done it, but that's a lot of high Templar. That's a lot of high Templar. He doesn't have enough energy for Storm yet, but soon he will. Of course, if ShaDoWn keeps them bunched up, then he may be losing these high Templar to EMPs. EMPs could be massive. He just lost his Prism, so he doesn't have a way to preserve these high Templar. He's only now rebuilding the robo. He can't rebuild the Prism. Oh. Just doesn't have it available. The Liberators are looking to siege up. A massive storm does connect. A second storm as well onto the majority of the Marines. And we still got more storms where that came from. Oh, I love it. He loads up the Ghost. He's looking to land that EMP. Up, up. He gets it. He doesn't. He does. A massive EMP. The Ghost gives its life to the cause. As the High Templar have no more storms, but we do have Archons on the way and no more EMPs. If we did, we could focus down these Archons, but alas, we don't. We need more reinforcements. Oof. As the Stalkers blink on forward, both of those Archons get focused down. Looks like Vindicta barely has enough at the same time as Elrond, but no. Vindicta defends and GG gets called. Miguelito, Vindicta takes game number 1. Whew. Oh my god. GG. Ah. GG, well played. What a roller coaster ride of emotions. In the beginning, I was smooching. In the end, not so much. The 4-gate Blink Stalker did a lot of damage, to be fair. It did a lot of damage, and it did force Vindicta, or it did pressure him into how committed he was with his push. He sent everything across the map, wedged himself in between the bases, and yeah, the onus was on Vindicta to get damage done, to reciprocate the damage that was received. And it was able to do so, and then some. Ooh. GG, well played. Good positioning, good target firing. Able to avoid disaster against those storms, and yeah, with that, he takes a lead in the series. Can he close it out? That is the question. Can he even get a 2-0, which would be a really solid result, not gonna lie. It would be very solid for him. And yeah, we'll see if that does come to pass as we are loading on into game 2. Going to be taking place on Grass Farm. Another large map. Let's go. I'm still waking up. Oh, today is Zest's birthday. Oh. Happy birthday, Zest. Happy birthday. I feel like I used to remember how to say happy birthday in Korean, but I don't anymore. As we are diving on into this and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Grass Farm, we have the American Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes, up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, but also sending a probe out on the map, we have the French Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ShaDoWn. Of course, Vindicta is the ace player of the Platinum Heroes, but TvP is typically a matchup where he struggles in. The Smoge is real against the Protoss, but not yet. Not yet in this series. Until now, until game 2, because ShaDoWn is committing here to this proxy. Pylon is about to finish up. The gateways are soon to be upon us. How many gates is the question? As one is thrown down, ShaDoWn is dipping on in, looking to get a scatter, looking to make sure that everything is looking normal. Probe does arrive again. The goal here is to try and punish a Rax expand, which is what Vindicta is going for. Yep, CC moving to the low ground. Oh my god. He's checking. Vindicta, he moves out to check. He's checking the more common proxy location. He's not checking up this ramp, but he will. He does. He confirms, he finds, he comes across the pylon and the gateway. He even attacks it to make sure that ShaDoWn knows that he knows what's going on. Now, if there is a CC, it should be on the high ground from here. We do have ShaDoWn expanding. It is just going to be a gate expand from ShaDoWn. Oh, and no fear. No fear whatsoever. CC on the low ground here for Vindicta. Bunker on the way as well to try to keep this up and running. The Reaper has arrived, and we are going to be able to kite down this Zealot. And yeah, this Zealot shouldn't really be able to force a denial. Looks like we do hunt down that probe. The Zealot is trying to make a beeline here for the CC. Oh, and it is going to be able to chip away at one of these SCVs. Well, both SCVs are already low, and one of them will fall. So we will delay that CC for a couple of seconds. We do get a kill on one worker, but that is all the damage that is being done. But it's not over. Cybercore did complete, and ShaDoWn did make an adept. We have a second adept on the way as well. Because the CC was disrupted, that means that we can complete the shade. That means that this SCV is going to be under threat. Across the map, we do have a bunker being thrown down as well. Reaper making its way across. I love it. We do force a recall. And Vindicta, because of that recall, we can get back to building that CC. Reaper does arrive. Is dancing with the adept. Can we finish the bunker? Up. It's like we cannot. Bunker does get cancelled. That's okay, because really that SCV, that bunker did what it needed to do. It bought time, forced a recall, allowed this space to finish. Now an orbital is being morphed in. Back in the main base, Vindicta, he's working on his 111. Working on his factory and his starport. As we speak. Up. And as he's working towards that 1-on-1, towards that mine drop even, he's going to be able to get a full scout of the main base. He gets eyes on the Twilight Council, the Robo, the additional gateways. And that's quite a lot. Okay, never mind. That's going to be 3 gates in total. Oh my god, he doesn't see the follow-up though. That's a Dark Shrine. It's quite dangerous. Quickly looking at the vision. Yeah, Vindicta, he did not see the Dark Shrine as it was thrown down. ShaDoWn just keeping his opponent on his toes. Pylon will be focused. Hellion dives into the natural base. Gets an eye on at least the mineral line, on the saturation of the natural. Not too much else as Reaper goes in for a follow-up scout, and up. We are going to scout. We are going to find the tech. We do come across the Dark Shrine, and he clicks on it. He knows. Hellion survives? No. The Hellion even barely survives. I don't think the... No, yeah, the Reaper should survive as well. Mine drop is being sent out. We do have a Raven on the way, and eBay as well. Yeah, there is going to be detection available for that for those Dark Templar. Right, can we react? Up! Can we react in time? It looks like we do pull the boys. One shot goes off. Oh, Vindicta going to be waiting for those probes to come back, but we have enough DPS here on the ground to force back that drop. Meanwhile, DTs are going to be morphed in. We have a Cyclone, we have a Raven, we have Marines in position. Oh, the lock-on was wasted on the Dark Templar, so the Prism is going to be able to get the hell out of there. So at least ShaDoWn doesn't lose anything. At least he can morph in Archons, and there we go. We are going to be setting up for an Archon drop. So ShaDoWn still has potential here to do some counter damage. I know ShaDoWn has had a bit of a rocky start. His initial openers haven't done much for themselves. Oh my god, meanwhile the mine shot doesn't go up. Oh, boys are pulled just in time. Third base is on the way. This is spotted and confirmed by Vindicta. Miguelito, he's aware that his opponent is being a little more economic. Now, the downside here, as you can imagine, is that to get this faster third base, ShaDoWn has delayed his tech. There's no blink, there's no charge. His gateway army is very bare bones. Which is also why he's relying on Immortals. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a Robotics Bay to get into faster Colossus production. As the Hellion dives in, and once again, Vindicta, he gets a full scout of the main. Gets eyes on the research, on the production. I'm sure he would have also liked to have seen if there was or wasn't a fast bay. Robotics Bay even. As the Archons are also finding quite a bit of damage across the map. Oh, they catch all the gas mining workers, the majority of them. 5 SCVs go down. ShaDoWn doing the best he can with the cards he's been dealt. Oh, and can we disable? Up! Oh, we disable, but one moment too late. Can we get the... We cannot get the Prism. Do force a recall. Now, that does at least force the Prism back home, so now Vindicta, he doesn't have to worry about a counterattack anytime soon. Prism is being sent out once again. Vindicta, he wants to try to push up this ramp. He goes for the scan. He sees the shield battery, the overcharge, the Archons, the position. Yeah, he's thinking better of it. Prism is looking to slip into the main base. Vindicta taking his own third. As he takes his third, we have a fourth on the way from ShaDoWn. Staying on top of that economy. More DTs being warped in. No detection here in the main. Vindicta, he cutting some corners. SCVs will fall. He does get the Prism. But he can't really do much with his main army. Do go for the scan. 6 SCVs go down. Oh. Pretty hefty amount of workers fall. And I feel like Vindicta, yeah, he's kind of lost his timing here. He can't really touch this army. He has to back off, saturate his bases, build up his force once again. And things are going to be settling down. Things will be settling. ShaDoWn has such a massive worker lead. He got away with a faster third base. He's up to 75 probes at this point. He is skyrocketing ahead. And Vindicta is really lacking too much of an anchor point to his army for like a solid defensive position. Like, he doesn't have any tanks, doesn't have any mines. He cannot fight this army head to head, and oh god, he's gonna come across it. Medevac goes down. Oof. Now, ghosts can change things for sure, but I'm still not entirely convinced here by what Vindicta has. Oof. Does manage to land an anti-armor missile at the same time. Mind Job comes in. This time, no reaction. 5 probes do go down. Not amazing damage, but damage nonetheless. And the mines may be able to reset. At the same time, we do see ShaDoWn trying to push in. The concave from Vindicta is real. Here, the mines unable to reset. They're going to be taken down here by the probes. Just barely. And the disruptors have arrived. I do think it's a wise choice to go into disruptors. Like, we made Vikings earlier for the War Prism, and the Vikings, they can't really do much here in this main fight. He's going to be patrolling them over towards the south to deal with any kind of prism. Up. And here we go. A massive EMP on the main army of ShaDoWn, but the Zealots are still coming in from behind. We have another army here on the right-hand side as well. It has to be careful. He's up against a now soon-to-be 5-base Protoss. Ay, ay, ay. Let's take down an Archon. Good pickups here from Vindicta. Is a pulling back. I love it. The target firing he does. Takes down the disruptor. Takes down 2, but takes a massive Nova to the face. Was that worth it? The Immortals are looking to be exposed. Another Nova goes off. And the boys are being pulled. CC is going to get targeted down. And from here, ShaDoWn can back off. Already dealing so much damage. It looks like in the retreat he's going to lose some of these robo units. I love it. The Vikings are going to be taking some shots once again. Oh, ShaDoWn, he leaves his army idle for a moment. And now he's only got a gateway army remaining. The main gets lifted up. He's going to be landing it here as his third. That's how desperate Vindicta is right now. There is going to be a 4th base being taken. I guess technically now a 3rd. Look, he's doing what he can, okay? As ShaDoWn takes the 6th base. Jesus. Now, ShaDoWn is currently behind in the army supply. He just lost all his disruptors. He lost all of his immortals. He's just now rebuilding his disruptor count. There is a window here that Vindicta can make use of, but now with these 2 disruptors, I feel like the window has closed. It was slim. Once again, the army of ShaDoWn is pushing on forward. He's looking for those Novas. Because this observer, he does see the army. You see a bit of a counter scan. Stalkers are being forced back. DTs are waddling on in. Oh god, those disruptors. Like, because ShaDoWn has vision of the army with this observer, like, he's so ready to send out some Novas. There we go. The scan does reveal that both the DT and the observer. Oh, the Novas! Up! Oh my god, ShaDoWn! He was a little bit too cavalier. He loses every single disruptor in the blink of an eye. As ShaDoWn is taking one of... Mate, the way that ShaDoWn has been expanding has been disgusting. He's up to 98 probes. Jesus. Arguably too many. He's maxed out. But he has been taking almost every base on the map. Every time he pushes, he just throws down another Nexus. Solid EMPs once again on this army.
Additional supply depots required.
God, I actually haven't really seen a Protoss player do this before. This is so gross. Oh, yeah. You do see a bit of a counter drop across the map. We do force a recall back home. That is going to create an opening here for Vindicta. Drops are loaded up, and now he can focus on cleaning up these cannons. Yeah, there it is. The overcharge isn't going to do too much. ShaDoWn, he recognizes that this base is going to go down. He's going to rotate over instead towards the 3rd base. Liberator gets here just in time. To go down. Bit of an awkward siege here for that Lib. The army pushes forward. We do have a repair on that bunker, but here come those Novas. Oh, the splits! Unable to avoid. Oh my god, the splits once again. One more Nova goes off and it will connect with the army. A massive shot does go off. Oof. Vindicta does hold on to the base though. So did ShaDoWn. God, that was almost perfect for Vindicta. Almost. But all it takes is one. Base is going to get taken out. Zelda by running into its death. Going to be trading out a little bit against these Marines. Not the best trades. Meanwhile, double drop across the map. We do have a pretty solid defense here back at home with these tanks. The disruptors are on the front lines. Once again, these disruptors are looking very exposed. I'm a little bit concerned here for ShaDoWn. 2 Novas go off. We have 2 more in the chamber. We do have a focus firing on this dark. I keep saying Dark Temple. On the Dark Shrine is going to survive. As the base does fall, another Nova goes off. It will connect with the Marauders. Up. We do see another wall of cannons and shield batteries. God, the aggressive side defense here from ShaDoWn. I think I'm getting PTSD seeing this. Like I'm getting like some late game ZVP vibes. Like it's it's not good. It's not good for my mental, papi. Oh. As we have more Novas going off. One disruptor does get sniped, but Jesus, how many disruptors do we have? We have 8 disruptors here all together, all in the front lines. Very exposed.
Mineral cluster expended.
Can we dive in? A bold move here. We do go for a last second split, but yeah, there are just so many disruptors. Vindicta wasn't quite able to pull it off. Tried to pull a bit of a Björn. This entire time, Vindicta fighting for his life. Solid EMPs on the army. And he's going to be able to trade very efficiently, actually. At the same time, a bit of Liberator harass here on the right-hand side. ShaDoWn throwing away a lot, but he has a really good economy, so he can afford this as he takes another base. An Observer once again in position, just having eyes on everything. Vindicta taking another base. Oof. I think we've hit... I do think we've hit critical mass of disruptors, though. Like, with 9 disruptors at this point, Novas go off and they will... Oh, God! Oh! Only take down a ghost. But that's still a ghost. It's still kind of worth it. But the Master Repair on the Planetary barely keeps it alive. ShaDoWn looking for another way in. Observer does get sniped once again. Oh, a massive amount of DTs were just warped in. Oh. It's a lot of DTs, papi. As ShaDoWn rotates over towards the low ground, gonna be able to lay siege upon this base, upon this mineral line. Oh god, and that mass DT run by that could just be it. Do we scan? Are we able to? At the same time, we have to focus on the main fight. We do avoid some of these Novas. But a couple more do connect. Meanwhile, the scan was a bit late, even though, yeah, the army here towards the north does go down. Vindicta, he's being pulled apart. Disruptors from the south, DTs from the north. Damage was done, and Vindicta, he's still struggling to rebuild. Nice lib harass. And at least Vindicta was able to keep his workers alive, his bases alive. Oh, that's 11 DTs. Jesus. And it does feel like even if Vindicta, he like kills an army and kills disruptors, more Novas go off. Big connections once again. Even if he destroys the entire army of ShaDoWn, like he has a massive bank, he can just rebuild anyway. Doesn't have a gas bank, but at least a mineral one. But the Liberator goes down. We can see Vindicta, he's trying to gain some room here. He's trying to force back the Protoss. God, but a massive DT run by. The blinks are real. We do pick up whatever we can. God, but the DTs have so much DPS. Oh, a couple more swipes. It looks like the Planetary will barely survive. Vindicta fighting back so hard. Oh god, I appreciate it so much. He sims on 4. He's gonna try and focus on whatever he can. I think he gets 1 disruptor, but he loses 2 medevacs. GG gets called, and ShaDoWn takes game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. GG. That was heartbreaking. Oh my god, ShaDoWn, he was so greedy with his expansions, but he could get away with it time and time again, despite the fact that his opener didn't really work out for him. If you remember, the DTs didn't do any damage, and despite the fact that ShaDoWn had like double the base count of Vindicta, Vindicta was fighting so well. He was trading more efficiently. ShaDoWn didn't have a gas bank because you have to keep rebuilding disruptors and rebuilding stalkers. But alas, it just wasn't enough. GG. Well played, we have an ace match. Let's go. Oh boy. It's going the distance, going all the way to game number 3. Ah. How will this story end? Spawning in the top right hand corner of Altitude, we have the American Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. The shaft of Voltron himself, the ex-CranKy Duckling. No bias. As spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series 1-1 in the last game. It is ShaDoWn. It was a good effort from Vindicta in that last game, but it was an uphill battle. It was straight up an uphill battle against ShaDoWn. ShaDoWn was being so oppressive with his army movement, with his bases as well. It was it was brutal to watch, which is why I have to commend Vindicta for fighting back as hard as he did, as long as he did. He made that closer than it otherwise would have been against any kind of lesser player. Thankfully, Vindicta is the ace player of Platinum Heroes, so it's able to stand up against all odds. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this all does come to pass. We'll see how the builds will differ this time. If you remember, bringing it back to game 2, ShaDoWn actually started that off. I misspoke. I said he started off with a Dark Shrine. No, he started off with a Proxy Gateway. Proxy Gate into a Dark Shrine, or into a fast third CC, third Nexus, sorry, into a Dark Shrine. There's a lot of layers, a lot going on in that last game. As we are on the largest map in the map pool, I wonder if Vindicta is going to be... the last time we casted Vindicta on Altitude in this matchup, he went for a fast third CC. He went for, I want to say, a third CC before Starport. I wonder if he will do the same again. Wonder if he will go for it. As we do have some pretty standard openers, a gate expand here from ShaDoWn, Vindicta going for a Rax expand as well, which makes plenty of sense on this map. Likelihood of your opponent being too aggressive isn't really too high. There's that factory on the way, but again, my eyes are on the follow-up after said factory. The other thing that was really cool to see was Vindicta's scouting last game, with his Reaper, with his drops, with his Hellions. He just kept dipping in time and time again. Very impressive to see. As actually we don't go for a third CC before Starport, we go for a second rack. So we have a bit of a 2-1-1 setup here, or I guess soon to be a 3-1-1. I think we delay the Starport even further and get a third rack, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen this pop up from time to time. There was like a month, maybe like 2 months ago. I say a month, maybe like a 3-week period where 2-1-1 in TvP was like all the craze. Didn't last too long, unfortunately. I did enjoy it though. Did appreciate it. ShaDoWn is going to be looking to scout across the map. Oh, unfortunately, Vindicta, he is unable to lift up that depot in time. The Shade gets in, and ShaDoWn gets a full scout of the main base. Likewise, so will Vindicta. He does confirm the Twilight Council and see it researching. But Vindicta, he wasn't quite attentive across the map. He does lose his Reaper. He doesn't get a full eye on how many gateways there are. It is a 2-gate opener into a third. Did he see the third? He not quite. They should be able to piece it together. Yeah, he's going to get confirmation with this Marine. He's sending it all the way across the map towards the third base to try and figure out whether there's an expansion or not. To try and figure out how greedy he can be. As Blink is about to kick in, we have the Prism on the way. Vindicta does get eyes on the third base, so he knows it wasn't a very economic opener here from ShaDoWn. And Vindicta, oh boy. So with this early tech lab, with this early tank production, he can actually be quite assertive here. Prism is moving out, of course. Looking to try and pressure Vindicta. Oh, this is going to be really awkward, actually. So usually the Protoss player isn't this aggressive when they go for a 2-gate opener. So this is going to catch Vindicta a bit off guard. The army moves out across the map, but the Prism moves in. Oh boy, we don't have a lot at home to defend. Vindicta, he has to commit, he can't turn around. A lot of SCVs are falling, but the third base of ShaDoWn is under threat. He should recognize that. The tank does get a lot of volleys off. Meanwhile, the third base of ShaDoWn is going to go down. He does pull the boys back. He will be able to preserve his worker count, but the Nexus will fall. I do feel like Vindicta needs to get more damage done, but I don't think he can. I mean, Stim did just finish, to be fair. Goes for the scan. Sees the lack of Immortal. Sees the lack of a shield battery as well. But he will be respecting the Stalker army. At the same time, ShaDoWn, he dives on in as well. Gonna be forcing lost mining time here at the natural base. We end up throwing down our starport eventually and a second Rax. Gonna be delaying that third base. I love this. Vindicta, he backs off like he turns back home, like he goes back home, and he's gonna be able to deny this third once again. But ShaDoWn is double expanding. Oh my god. And Vindicta, he doesn't know, Bob. He doesn't know. This is so gross. Oh god, who, like, I think ShaDoWn is the only Protoss player that I've seen do this. Double expand in PvT. It's crazy. Well, tank does go down in the front lines. A big loss for Vindicta, as he's attempting to stim on forward. Tanks are getting in position. He does get eyes on now the new third base. Going to be able to depower some of these gateways. Charge is done. These tanks are looking a little bit exposed. He's aware of that. Doesn't want to lose those tanks. So here we go. ShaDoWn is coming in from behind. The tank's on siege. Ah, no. That was such an unfortunate moment to unsiege. The tanks are going to be going down. Zealots chase down the Marines. Ah, that was so unlucky. Or just, yeah, really unfortunate. Vindicta will lose his entire army. Now, thankfully, he wasn't all in. We do have a third CC behind this, and he's soon to expand. But ShaDoWn's in a really good economic position. He's fully saturated on 3 bases. He's working on his 4th. His Robo was killed. He's going to have to rebuild that, but he already has Storm on the way. He has High Templar in this Prism. He's looking for a Storm drop. Oh, boy. Now Vindicta, he boosts and he barely catches the Prism, but did he see it? I don't think he did. Medevac is zooming across the map. The Prism does turn around, actually. It's possible that ShaDoWn may have seen the Prism itself. As we are coming back home, Robo is being rebuilt as we speak. And we'll see if ShaDoWn can keep up with this drop. He should be able to react in time as the mines do burrow, and no reaction! Up! A very delayed reaction. 9 probes go down. Very necessary amount of damage. Vindicta, he needed something to go his way, and yeah, getting 9 probes does definitely help him out. Does go for a scan. Gets an eye on the new Robo on the way. Should be able to breathe a sigh of relief. There is no splash damage outside of Storm. No Colossi, no Disruptors, not yet. Thankfully, the Prism is moving out, but this time it's not a Storm drop, it is a Zella drop. Charge lots are looking to head into the main base of Vindicta. He does have a Viking in position, but one Viking won't be able to stop the unload of this Prism. find that observer. Yeah, as the Prism just avoids the Viking, dives into the main, and even gets a storm off as well. Oh my god, a second storm, finishing off some of those SCVs. Aye, but you know what? We're not going to take this lying down. Vindicta, he goes for another drop, and this time once again a delayed reaction. Oof. 4 more probes go down. And here we go. Vindicta, he's been able to keep up for the most part with the harass of his opponent. Going for another drop into the natural, but here comes the main army. How many storms do we have? That is 4 High Templar. At least 1 storm each. Some of them are going to have 2. Stray medevac does go down. Massive mine shots go off though. In the main and the third base. ShaDoWn looking for another way in. Looking for another angle of attack. God, that's still a lot of storms. He does split up his High Templar. Massive storm goes off on the army of Vindicta. And he may just have too much. Zealots dive into the natural base. We do have the main army laying siege upon the third. Good whole position micro here with these SCVs. They are disrupting those Zealots at least. We even double drop it. Bold move. We double drop across the map. We're trying to force a recall or force a reaction of some kind. We recall everything. Oh my god. Vindicta, he gets what he wants. Gets the entire army recalled. Oof. Big feedbacks. But Vindicta is able to get some breathing room. The observer does spot the move out. ShaDoWn is aware. Is repositioning his army. Looking at the units tab, we have... Oh my god. We have a lot of High Templar. We have 5 High Templar to ShaDoWn's name. Liberators do arrive. Looks like they're going to be focused on one after the other by these Stalkers. We didn't have EMPs. Oh, god. We didn't have EMPs, but we did have a drop at the same time. Vindicta did punish that third base. Probes falling left and right. But yeah, without ghosts, we will have to back off and go for a bit of a later push. I think Vindicta didn't realize that, again, he only had 1 ghost with his army at the time. We need EMPs with for the Zealots, the Stalkers, the Archons, High Templar, everything. As ShaDoWn is going to be repositioning. Vindicta just gives up on the base. I did not expect that. Okay. Interesting. Interesting move is he's going for another double drop across the map as well. He's going to be able to retake that base. Shield battery goes down. A couple of probes are being targeted as well. We do have a storm. We're able to pick up just in time. We threaten a drop into the main. Get eyes. Oh my god, get eyes on the 5th. Massive mine shots go off. Vindicta just out multitasking ShaDoWn right now. ShaDoWn cannot keep up. Another scan. The army is out of position. Can we get a cancel on this Nexus? Up. There we go. Do force a cancel. We pick up. Head into the main where an army is waiting for him to... Oh, we're going to feedback. Mines are waddling on in as well. Vindicta, he's all over the place. There are cannons in position though, so I don't think these mines... Yeah, they're not going to go off. There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of potential with those mines, but alas, cannons do clean them up. ShaDoWn is stabilizing. Vindicta now ahead in the economy. This entire time he's been building up his ghost count. Working on a +1 ship weapons. This will be for his Liberators. Liberators are very necessary at this stage of the game, especially against this heavy ground army. These Colossi, Immortals, Archons, Storm. Well, not just the Liberators, also for his Vikings, as he's recommencing Viking production. There we go. The drop does come back in. We do see the main army pushing forward. Massive storms do go off. Decent EMP. Covers the robo units. High Templar in the backline, still full of energy. 2 High Templar with the main army. Only 2, so not that many storms. Oh, a massive CranKy, but he has to respect the High Templar. Does back off. Just dancing with the army. Liberator range on the way. Now Planetary is going to be under threat. A massive storm goes off. Oh my god, we do not avoid the storm at all. Oh. We just took it to the face. Like a champ. Ah. But ShaDoWn doesn't find a way in. God, he still has some more High Templar here in the back line. 1 Colossus goes down. I tell so many High Templar coming in to reinforce. It's merely a fraction of ShaDoWn's power. And the scan does reveal it. Does reveal all. Without Liberators, I do think ShaDoWn still has a little pushing power. I do think that Vindicta is still a little bit on the back foot until he can get those Liberators up and running. Until he can bring the freedom to his opponent, to Protoss. Okay, the first Liberator does arrive. Oh, the EMP! A massive EMP on every single High Templar. There's still 2 more with Storms, but was still massive. 1 Colossus goes down. A good dodge on the storm. Vindicta, he's in the groove. He's got a lot of momentum going his way. He feels it. He knows it, Papi. He knows. In the end, he will back off. Did force a lot of Archons to be morphed in, at least. But now we're getting into Disruptors. Let's go. Afterburners on the way. I don't know the name of the upgrade, but the medevac upgrade. I miss casting Miguelito. I miss it so much. +2 ship weapons, +3 attack, or Liberators. This is the Migs upgrade, the upgrade that no one else gets, only Miguelito. It's beautiful. Double drop may be caught out by ShaDoWn. He does spot those. Yeah, he does spot those medevacs. At least Vindicta also sees the army, but oh, that is a hefty scout. A lot of supply. Down the drain. Meanwhile, Liberators are harassing across the map as well. With Lib range, they're going to be able to abuse some of these positions. Vikings think about threatening forward as Migs kills one of his own deepers. Calm down, Papi. Calm down. Disruptors moving on forward, looking for those shots. Libs were not quite in position, and yeah, the third base is going to be going down, or is going to be lifted. A lot of ghosts do get focused down as well. A rough engage, but we do take down all these Colossi. But the Liberators get sniped, and ShaDoWn is going to be able to back off. An efficient trade for the Protoss. He's taking every base on the map as we speak. Again, he knows he has the map control. He has the freedom to do so. Vindicta, unfortunately, he's maxed out, but he has a lot of supply tied up in these Vikings. They don't really have much use at the moment. So quite a bit of dead supply here for Vindicta. So once again, the third base is being sieged upon. SCVs, they barely do dodge those Novas. That's crazy. You breathe the wrong way, you die. Oh. As we're going to be forcing a pretty big recall, actually. A lot of these recalls from ShaDoWn I've noticed throughout the course of this series have been questionable. Oh my god. They always leave him so exposed, but I mean, Vindicta, he wasn't able to punish it, to be fair. There we go, ShaDoWn consolidating his army. Trying to force himself up this ramp. A lot of Liberator shots are going to be going off. The army comes in from behind. Can we get on top of the Disruptors? Good last second split. The Vikings do land on the army and we get a full surround. ShaDoWn is going to be losing almost everything. At Templar, the Immortals, the Disruptors. One Disruptor survives. And he kind of put himself in a really awkward position. Vindicta coming in almost for a full surround. And Vindicta's going to be able to recover. He's going to be able to rebuild. ShaDoWn though, oh god. Going for these massive run-bys, these massive warp-ins. He has so much money to work with. He's so rich. Oh my god, ShaDoWn, he's even thinking about taking the gold base. What an animal. Yeah, there it is. Gold is being taken as we speak. Novas go off. They don't quite connect with much. The Storms are faring better. Here we go. The last two Novas do go off as well. We do have another massive flank coming in. ShaDoWn, his army is getting quite battered and bruised. If he takes another fight like that, he could trigger a counterattack, but he comes in, he reinforces with even more Zealots. And ShaDoWn is forcing his way through. Up! Novas. Yeah, and he's able to outposition Vindicta. He does take down the Planetary. This is dangerous. This is the most important mining base for the Terran. And it goes down. Vindicta, he's running out of money. He knows how desperate he is. He picks up, he lands his main base. The problem is that if the fight starts shifting towards the right-hand side of the map, that means ShaDoWn gets the gold. And that's terrifying. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god, as ShaDoWn pushes up into all these freedom zones. Oh my god. He loses quite a lot in doing so. At the same time, a massive counterattack here on the right-hand side. Do we have a recall? The answer is we do not. No recall available here. A lot of damage is being done because, yeah, ShaDoWn, he wants to keep on pushing. He doesn't want to turn around. He wants to bust into the natural base, into the third, and kill Vindicta. Liberators are going to be going down. Gold is taken, and this may just be it. Even though Vindicta takes down a base, he's going to be losing so much more. He did well for himself, surviving and fighting for so long, but Vindicta, he is out of money. He's out of resources, out of bases. Here on these larger maps like Gresfan and Altitude, it looks like ShaDoWn has shown us that he's, yeah, willing to, as soon as he gets map control, willing to take full advantage of it, just expanding in every location he can. And Vindicta has nothing left. He's broke. He fought well though. I'm proud of him. Like, this was a really sick series. And we had some really sick games as well. It was very back and forth, very dynamic. As ShaDoWn pushes on forward once again. Still preserving his disruptor count. 8 disruptors here. Vindicta's getting ready for one final attack. And we'll see how well he can trade. Avoids the first 2 Novas. The second 2 avoids them as well. We have, oh my god, but the splits! Vindicta literally, he avoided every single Nova. That was crazy. He avoided every single Purification Nova. He's going to be able to take down some of these Stalkers. Maybe even take down this army, but the problem is that Vindicta, he's all in. Like, he can't, yeah, he can't do anything else. GG gets caught. But he goes down with a flash, with a bang, as ShaDoWn takes the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to ShaDoWn. Vindicta with almost double his APM. But GG, well played. My heart goes out to Vindicta. He played really well. Like I hope Vindicta isn't smurging too much. I know it's the Terran thing to smurge, but yeah, I hope he's okay. As congratulations to ShaDoWn. Congratulations, ShaDoWn does advance on through into the next round. Is going to be making it into the quarterfinals, where he has a Zerg player waiting for him. An American Zerg player. Let's go. And have an exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We do have quite a lot of updates that we can go over. Do switch our scenes and check that out.